internal linking is actually like one of the hardest things to figure out the UI for. It's like it's one of the only things that doesn't fit well. Of course, the two things that people want the most, image alt text and internal linking, like don't fit super well into this new UI. It's like kind of hacky workarounds that I can do for right now.
Yeah.
But like one of the big UX problems we haven't solved yet is like, what do you do when issues are kind of like one page to many issues or one page to many elements? Like H2s are another one. There can be as many H2s on a page as one.
Got like one REM cycle last night, so that was exciting.
Isn't that like an hour and a half of sleep?
Yes, it was an hour and a half of sleep, Andrew.
Jesus Christ, Sean.
It's fine. I'm kicking. It's all good. I got caffeine in me. Yeah, that's all I need. Whew. No, but things are good. I think we are a little bit overextended. Oh, you stopped.
Yeah, that would be the most obnoxious sound in the world. I was doing the like little kid exasperated sound.
Yeah. What is that? How do you like, what is the English phrase for that?
I have no fucking clue.
It's not like rolling your R's, but it's like blubbering.
It's like flapping your lips. I don't know. I was
guess.
doing this.
That's a thumbnail.
Oh, God. Jesus.
That's a good thumbnail. I'm gonna have Jonah try that out. We'll see how
Try
it
what?
performs. You just
Please no.
Okay. How you doing? How's it going?
I'm good. I just pushed out a YouTube video, LinkedIn video for MetaMonster.
Nice.
I think this is maybe going to be a new tactic. Is I saw like an SEO influencer type share something about how AI overviews really like structured schema. And so I was like, dope. I'm going to go write a prompt to create structured schema in the new MetaMonster UI, record myself doing it,
Cool.
tag this person in the post,
Sick.
and like shout them out in the video. And then they did comment on my post. They didn't share it or anything, but they commented on my post. And so that was kind of cool. And I'm like, I think this is probably a good tactic to follow, is just like, take
100%.
the things that people are talking about and just record short videos showing how you can use MetaMonster to execute on them.
Yeah, all of that makes perfect sense. That feels like exactly what to do to grow MetaMonster. In fact, I would not be surprised if that was the way you grew your user base to like your first 500 to 1,000 at this point. So
maybe I mean, no one is watching, like our videos
yet.
aren't getting any views, and like my LinkedIn, most of the people liking my LinkedIn posts about MetaMonster have been like my friends. So I haven't gotten
I think you need one. You
need one to go viral-ish in the SEO world, and you need I just need to stick with it.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, the content just gets reused for the blog anyway, or the website anyway. So, yeah. That sounds perfectly correct to me. That's.
I also I recorded this one today with Screen Studio, which was fun to play around with. I like some parts of it a lot. I found myself really wishing though that it would generate a transcript like Loom does. I can probably use like a transcript generator. I can just find something like that. But the reason is I have gotten a Lex prompt, like Lex.page set up pretty well. Could probably do it in Claude too. But I've got it generating pretty good marketing emails based off of video transcripts. And so it's been like a really nice way to like just reuse content. Is I record the video and then I upload the transcript to Lex, and I have Lex generate a marketing email. I edit that email, and then I copy it over to Loops and send it out to the MetaMonster list. So I've also been thinking about playing around with some of the automation tools to see if I could actually automate that whole flow.
Mm-hmm.
And it would still be like human in the loop because I want to edit it before it goes into loops.
Yeah.
But like, even if it created it as a draft in loops, I could then go to loops and edit it there.
100%. 100. Yeah, 100%. I always okay. Sorry, 100%. You can do that. I always struggle with the idea of doing that because I feel like the time it takes to like do that is sometimes not worth the just doing it manually. Like I feel like I could be automating. Okay, one of the things I could definitely be automating is sending you the link to this Zencaster thing. But every single time I do, I'm like, but it's just so easy to just make it, and it's so much more work to go figure out how to do it in like N8N and like increment the number by one. Which
this is the classic problem with delegation in general, right? Whether it's automation or delegation, it's just you got to get over that hump of it's easier to do it myself.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, that's a different way to think about it. That's kind of like death by 1,000. I'll do it myself until you can't do it yourself anymore. I'm not going to automate it. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to send you.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to automate this for a while either.
Cool. Okay. On to another productive topic that we didn't talk about before the show, but now I want to know. Last time we had a call, or 2 times ago, we were talking about that you were writing down the story of why you would be pushing something off and procrastinating.
Oh shit! You just made me realize I haven't been doing my therapy homework.
Oh fuck! Okay, well, never mind. Well, I've been doing the therapy homework.
That's great.
I just throw it at Claude, and Claude just tells me I'm being stupid. And so anyway, helpful thing to do for what it's worth.
Cool.
Yeah.
What have you learned about yourself?
Oh, I just need someone to like tell me that like that this is like I'm being stupid. Is basically I just need like someone to just give like basically reality check me of like you're not doing this because like I don't know. I would write things down of like because I feel like it's too easy to do and it's boring, so whatever. And then Claude's just like, so you don't want to just like you want to keep like stressing and wasting brain space about this really stupid thing rather than just like getting it out of the way. And then I just like fuck, and then I go do it. So
that's funny. You have outsourced the like part of the homework that is like I think the most important part, and if it works for you, great. But like the whole idea is to train your own brain to inspect the stories and go like, is this accurate? Is this helpful? And if not, let's replace it with a new story.
I forgot to do that. I forgot that was the part of the homework. I thought the homework was just to write the story down and someone else was supposed to do that for you.
Now, the idea is to train yourself to do that. But I mean, if Claude helps you,
I'm delegating. I'm delegating to Claude. It's
I don't know if you're supposed to delegate your mindfulness practice.
Okay, next topic.
Oh Lord.
Well, okay. Anyway, pretend amazing segue. MetaMonsters. Speaking of Claude, Claude's doing great things for you, or Austin.
It is actually, yeah, dude. Austin is flying on new MetaMonster features.
Yeah.
We're like, also sorry for the sniffling. My allergies are killing me once again. I don't know why my body hates me. It's not fun. So I don't know. How many weeks ago did we decide to rebuild MetaMonster? Like a little less than a month?
Yeah,
maybe a
like
month.
3.5, 4 weeks. I feel like your timeline was 6 months, and sure doesn't feel like it's gonna take.
Well,
6
my timeline was I wanted it done in a month, but
I see. I see. Okay.
But the crazy thing is we're actually kind of close to that. So we started with like the chat UI, and we're playing with that a little bit. And then Austin has built out the flexible grid UI. So basically, like, you can import a site crawl into essentially like a spreadsheet inside of MetaMonster, and then you can start just adding things to the spreadsheet with AI, and then having it, running prompts page by page, and you can adjust the context, you can adjust the model, you can adjust the prompt, and the really cool part to me is you can structure the output. And so you can like more reliably and consistently like control the types of output you're getting. And then you can like filter on that output. So I did this crazy, like a fun little experiment that I did the other day. I had it generate um, page titles, and then I wrote a prompt to evaluate those page titles for how engaging they are, like from a click through perspective, like how, clickable is this on a scale of 1 to 10. Then I filtered by everything under a 5, and then had it regenerate page titles just for those, and then score itself on how good the it did. Um, and so, yeah, there's like all these cool little loops you can start to build, and things you can start to do when you just have this like flexible UI that can suck in website data, run prompts on a per page basis, and then like filter and sort and everything off of that.
Cool. So I haven't had time to watch any of your videos yet or play with it at all for what it's worth. So
All good. Yeah.
cool.
The
How like brittle is the code that you guys are getting back from Claude Code right now?
I don't know. I think it's pretty solid. Like I am still of the belief that like, you know, these all of these programming tools are more effective if you have at least a basic knowledge of programming. So like Austin is taking the code from Claude Code and modifying it and changing it. But it is like it's scaffolding things really fast for him and helping him like figure out things that he didn't know how to do. Like he was talking about, the filters are pretty fucking complicated. Um, in terms of like all the different SQL queries, because you're kind of like building
Mm.
SQL queries on the fly. And he was like, yeah, it would have taken me ages to do that without without Claude. And the cool thing about Claude Code versus like Cursor, and Taskmaster.ai is another one of these that does things in a similar way, is they kind of build a plan first and then walk through the plan step by step. And then you can like evaluate each step of the way.
You can evaluate, like, do you have to? I've not touched Claude Code, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you have to like? Is it like? Do you have to prompt it to do that, or does it just do that and then it just like
The way
truly
I
collaborates
believe
with you?
that it works is like you tell it what you want to build. It generates a multi-step plan first. So like it doesn't start generating code first, it starts
Uh,
generating a plan. And then you like approve the plan or tell it to adjust the plan. And then it goes step by step within the plan and like will generate that chunk of code, and then you review it, and then it'll generate the next chunk of code, and then you review it, and so it'll like kind of work through it. So it's kind of, the funny thing is, um it's kind of like, inserting a product manager. It's like, hey, things get better when you take the time to like figure out what you're building first and like think through the
yeah,
different like use cases and stuff. And so it's basically like, it's just a more organized, structured approach.
cool.
um for what it's worth, Claire Liu, do you know who that is?
You mentioned her. Yeah, yeah, Chat PRD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's been doing this like with Chat PRD for a long time. um Her product Chat PRD, I don't remember if we talked about it last time, but like
Hmm.
Chat PRD generates a PRD, a product requirements document or whatever. It's all
Hmm.
about like generating the stuff or improving the stuff that product managers create, the artifacts that they create. And then she's been taking those and feeding them into Cursor, for ages. And she's been raving about it. And I don't know, I was kind of skeptical, so I never tried it. And now it seems like that's the approach that people are using with Claude Code and with Taskmaster is just like build the plan first and then feed that into an agent to generate the code.
I wonder how different Claude Code now is to, because I have been doing like the PRD thing with just like Claude 3.7 and then now 4.0, but I wonder how different or better it is. Yeah. Okay. I'll give it a
I don't
shot.
know, but Austin's been raving about it.
Cool.
He just pushed up templates this week.
Cool.
So it's amazing. It's like the product feels light years better when you can actually like create a template and save a template in the product, because you don't have to keep copying and pasting prompts over and over again and like restructuring your outputs and all that.
Yeah.
So my job as soon as I get off this call is to spend the next hour or two just cranking through templates. And I've got I spent last week working with Claude to create prompts for like 30 different things maybe.
Cool.
And I want to get all of those in the product as templates, so that you and like my friend Tony, who's one of our other customers, can start to play with them.
You have another customer?
Yeah, we have two customers.
Oh,
two other customers.
well, now I don't feel special. That's cool. That's good.
My friend Tony is 100% a customer,
Nice.
just to support us. I was like, I offered him a refund, and he's like, no, I want to support. Like, it's legit, but I don't think he's been using the tool much. I think he's just like supporting us. And then
Gotcha.
we have one total stranger who used one of our discount codes, and so is paying $25 a month. I need to check on their usage. I don't remember how much they're using it, but yeah, they haven't canceled yet. So
you have 3 customers.
We have 3 customers. Yeah, we had a 4th, but I refunded them because they weren't using it.
Okay, I feel more special now that you have 3 customers, because now I'm the first. Now I'm
you
not.
are the first customer.
Yeah,
you will always be the first customer.
That's true. But it feels less special when there's 2.
Oh, okay.
You know? Yeah.
I'm not.
I'll talk to my Claude therapist about it. Anyway. Cool. Okay. Now, yeah, I will try out Claude Code. I feel like I keep hearing about it.
More importantly, try out MetaMonster. But I guess Claude Code, sure, whatever.
I think the team uses MetaMonster every now and then, every once in a while.
But I'll have to ask Guillermo or Yarek if they've played with any of the new stuff. I'll send them a Loom video or something and see if they have time to play with it.
Cool.
I feel like Guillermo is my most likely candidate.
Yeah, that's possible. I don't know. I feel like Yarek would play with it too.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I'll hit them up.
Cool.
What's going on in your world?
So the Black Hat Startup Spotlight competition submission was due this morning.
Okay.
So my entire last 5 days, including the weekend, have been helping clients prepare for that.
This is a competition?
This is competition. So the RSA Startups Innovation Sandbox is like was like the popular one, and then Black Hat started doing one as well. Mm-hmm. Difference is RSA, a little bit more press, 10 finalists, sort of larger sort of thing. Black Hat.
Is this a pitch competition?
Yeah. It's for like early stage, like seed startups. You submit a recording. They have like different sort of angles for the 2 of them. And then you go pitch in front of like a panel of judges at the end, and they ask you some questions, and someone wins.
Is the pitch live in front of an audience?
Yeah.
Cool.
The RSA one is much larger. Black Hat one this year might be larger too. So, it's pretty cool. It's a good, it's a nice little like feather in someone's cap when they get to be a finalist. It's validating. But yeah, editing their videos and all that stuff until.
Damn, you guys really are full stack if you're like, submitting people's applications to like pitch competitions even.
Yeah, we really are. So you should don't hire us. We can't take on any more clients. I'm just. I got a sales call like an hour and a half after this. Mm-hmm. yeah, just got so much stuff. Yeah, when it rains, it pours. So I'm tired as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, got like a one REM cycle last night, so that was exciting. But
Isn't that like an hour and a half of sleep?
yes, it was an hour and a half of sleep, Andrew.
Jesus Christ, Sean.
It's fine. I'm kicking. It's all good. I got caffeine in me. Yeah, that's all I need.
Whew.
No, but things are good. I think we are a little bit overextended
A
in
little?
terms of projects. Just a little bit, so we got to like restructure some of the ways we're handling. I think we are at the maximum of work we can take on, assuming we don't like none of these sales calls are like we need stuff right now. Not that we can say yes at this point, but we'll see. um we do need to like restructure a little bit about who's on what to kind of balance out some of it. I think we're
Mm-hmm.
like some projects are very top heavy, some projects don't like are there's more like janitorial work basically. So they're all going okay or well, I think, but stuff to do there.
If you're a client and
um
you're listening, they're going very well.
I think our clients are happy. I think
No, your clients are totally happy.
I think our clients are happy. Yeah, it's just like the back end of like, someone working more hours than they should be, to help make sure they're happy. So, um, but yeah, Black Hat keeps looming, DEF CON keeps looming, merchandise keeps looming, all of that stuff. Um, which is, yeah, I don't know, it's good. I'm complaining about success, I guess. It's a trap. Um, I do have a thing I want to pick your brain about because
Okay.
this feels like a one-way door, and um,
One-way door as in like an irreversible decision?
yeah, or like a pain in the ass to reverse later on.
Okay.
It's basically we're trying to figure out what to do with Auth for
Mm.
margins, between
What
Stitch, Clerk, Auth Kit by WorkOS, Auth 0, all that sort of stuff.
what's
Mainly
your tech
because
stack again?
Next.js and
Okay.
Neon DB.
Okay, you're not using Supabase?
No.
What is
Um,
Neon DB? I don't know
there's
Neon.
also like, uh, basically the consideration is like we have clients that use Okta and are going to want to log in and like manage that sort of stuff with Okta. Um, I don't think you can even get that with Supabase Auth anyway. Neon's like a serverless Postgres sort of thing. I think is a little cheaper. Our dev just had more experience with it, so he just ran with that.
Okay.
I don't have a horse in the race. Um,
Neon has Auth, but you think it won't be able to do what you
I
need it
think
to do?
I think it's like new. I
Mm.
think Neon Auth was rolled out after Supabase rolled it out as well.
Okay.
There's like nuances to like all of it, like whether or not it's like enterprise ready and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Is WorkOS is done owned by the Laravel team, right?
Is it? I don't know. I don't think so.
I could be
Maybe
wrong.
you're right. I don't know.
I swear, yeah. Mm, I swear, I've heard them talk about WorkOS and AuthKit. um,
I don't see it on his thing.
maybe Laravel is just pushing people to use WorkOS.
Mm. I mean, I see a lot of like a Laravel starter kit has WorkOS already in it.
Maybe that's what it is. I've just heard, uh, I've heard the guys on mostly technical talking about WorkOS a lot,
Mm.
and talking about it with the Laravel guy. And so I was wondering if, um, yeah, I was wondering if it was like a, yeah, I had thought it was owned by them. Okay, anyway, sorry.
Gotcha.
Auth.
Just like I don't know how much I'm like over considering it. I don't know if it's like, um, you know, I don't know if like this is like an advice thing that I'm asking for as much as I'm just kind of complaining about it at the moment.
Yeah.
Um, um, I think we're down to WorkOS or Clerk, uh, like AuthKit WorkOS or Clerk. I just don't. I think it's that I don't have like a good mental model of like how to choose between these things because it's not. It doesn't feel. It's not a preference thing, but I also don't know like the full requirements that we need. They all have. They all seem like they have very similar features, and similar pricing. Um,
Yeah, I feel like this is
yeah,
one of those decisions you have to make all the fucking time building a new product is you just, you
yeah,
know, you got to kind of evaluate the trade-offs and then move. And like the important thing is just not to get stuck waffling.
yeah.
Um, because the reality is, yes, it would be a pain to reverse it, but you can reverse it.
Mhm.
We use Supabase Auth because it is super fucking easy to get up and running with,
It
and
is.
like
Yeah.
works should work just fine for us. Like we can do single sign on
Mhm.
with like Google and stuff if we want to.
Yeah.
We can add that pretty easily. Um, so I see uh, again, like part of me feels like you're getting a little stuck in the future of like enterprise land of like we have
Mhm.
to be ready for our enterprise clients. Maybe that's true. But maybe again you can build for the non-enterprise clients first and then add, Okta support or whatever in the future. Um, Flip a coin. Like I don't have great advice on this one. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. The providers are all probably pretty similar, and as
Mhm.
long as like the pricing is roughly similar and they
Yeah.
both have good API docs and like don't have a bad track record of cybersecurity breaches,
Sure.
I think
Fair.
I think it
I mean,
comes
you know,
down to just
I
deciding.
yeah. I mean, I did think, I did realize I was like overly considering some enterprise features with like, you know, some of our clients use Stitch, right? Because they're B2B enterprise, they're actual B2B enterprise
What's
SaaS
Stitch?
applications. STYTCH. Also another like auth provider, very
Okay.
enterprise focused. Um, and I realized that like their compelling feature is like just in time provisioning, which is great when you're, you know, a B2B, uh, like a full on B2B enterprise app and you have like, you know, you create an account and like their roles get created and all this sort of stuff. That's never going to happen with margins. Like it's too small of a content marketing team for that to ever
Yeah.
be a thing. I can see Okta being a part of this like a requirement for some of our clients because it just has been for some of our clients, even with Webflow. Like they'll pay for like the enterprise license of Webflow so that they can get like whatever skim or like special SSO stuff they get with Webflow Enterprise.
Yeah,
It's like
but like I wonder if it wasn't there, if it would be enough to stop them from buying. Because that's the real question, right?
it's happened. We've lost deals because of that too.
That's wild.
Um, yeah.
Because I think, you know, I think about all the products I've worked on, and a lot of them have not had like enterprise level authentication stuff for a long time, and they get customers and people
hmm
buy. Um,
Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like how much of this is like because I'm in, you know, cybersecurity land all the time and like my influences are like cybersecurity SaaS apps. Anyway, I mean, for what it's worth, I think we're just going to roll the dice and go with WorkOS and just
cool.
not worry about it. And if it's an extra something a month, like we'll just deal with it. Um,
I think that's probably the right move right now.
yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much about this decision. It's not, I think one of the questions I keep trying to force myself to ask with MetaMonster, and I ask this with like the marketing efforts I'm doing, I ask this with the features we're debating. I'm like, will this move the needle? Like, we do not have customers. We don't have revenue. We need customers. We need revenue. Like,
Mhm.
will this thing move the needle? Yes or no? And like, yeah, auth is like a pain in the ass to reverse, but like for the most part, the value of your product is not auth. It's like a checkbox thing that you may have to have for some clients, some customers.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it doesn't move the needle, don't spend too much time fretting about it. And if you lose a couple customers in the early days, everyone does. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you can always, satisfy the enterprise requirements later and charge an enterprise level price for it.
I was just gonna charge the enterprise level price out the gate with some
Great.
of these. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Fair. Fair. All right. Well, I'll let you know. I'll let you know how it goes. Yeah. Our dev is also very fast. This came up because our dev is really fast, and I just kind of like on a whim was like maybe Stitch, and then he like showed me a demo of it, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know you were just gonna do it. Um, but I realized I think he was blocked on me figuring out some of the two-way syncing work that I owe him. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's margins. Margins go. It's going. It's like
Cool.
I think this was off the call. Andrew and I hopped on afterwards, and he looked at my linear, and he was like, "Why do you have these things in here? None of these things are V1 or V2. Like, why are these features in your beta for launch?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" And
It's
our
always easier to do with someone else's product than with your own product. I mean, Austin and I were
thanks.
just doing this yesterday with like the new UI, is like, really going through and asking ourselves for every feature, like, does that really have to be there? And like, truthfully, like, part of me feels like we should just ship the new UI as it is now. Like, it fucking works. So like, we should just ship it. But we're gonna try to push. We're gonna wait a little while, try to improve the experience a little bit. But like,
Nice.
um, you know, yeah, everyone struggles with this.
Thanks. Thanks. Anyway, our launch list became like way tinier after that, and now it's like more basic features and more like basic SaaS features that we just like forgot password flow, for example.
Hell yeah.
Like
So
um,
margins launch when?
uh, I don't know. Let's see if we can do it by June 27th.
June 27th.
Uh-huh.
Damn.
Well,
Nice.
that's when editor gets deprecated.
Oh, right, right,
So
right.
we'll see.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
We're kind
At
of
least
aiming for end of the
mhm,
month as well to have like most of the features done.
nice.
We've been debating um like how, how if and how to integrate the chat UI into the grid.
Hmm.
But I think we're going to keep it pretty simple, keep it as is, even if it's a little bit brittle, and just like,
Nice,
um, just stick it in there. And
nice.
then we're debating like whether to take the time to build a credit system now. And I think we'll probably do like end up doing a basic credit system where it's
Cool.
like we do the math to like calculate how many pages you've crawled, how many generations you've run, but we don't like cut you off if you go over, unless
Nice.
you're on like the free tier. And then we got to decide if we want to do a free tier, not like a not like a true free tier, but like we give you 100 credits for free, or we give you 500 credits for free or something, so you can like,
Cool. Dude,
it's a
I was
usage
trying
based free trial instead of a time based free trial.
I was trying an icon, like an AI icon tool the other day, like an
Mm-hmm.
AI motion icon tool.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it was a really interesting thing of like how to get free credits, and you would have to like share this on Twitter and share this on LinkedIn and then stay on this gallery page for 30 seconds and you get like however many free credits. I thought that was kind of interesting as a concept.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like a growth hacky micro SaaS version of that that you sell to other AI tools could be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
It's the kind of thing that I feel like matters more for like low ticket consumer products where
Definitely. Yeah.
you need, you need to create viral loops in order to survive.
Yeah.
And even then, I feel like forcing that stuff usually doesn't work that well in the long run. It like, you're like juicing growth, but if there's not like real concrete reasons for growth behind it, for viral loops like behind
Hmm.
it, then it's not super sustainable.
For sure.
Um, I have seen people do it. I think oh yeah, one of my clients right now is doing it. If you complete their onboarding, they give you like 50 credits for free. So you can, if you like, they're trying
That's
to
cool.
encourage you to give you a little incentive to activate.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So who knows? Maybe we'll try it at some point. I should
Cool.
ask them if it moved the needle for them, like if it, like
Yeah.
what the results were of implementing that.
I mean, Bolt did it with like one thing that Bolt did that was interesting was like tell us who you are and we'll give you 1,000,000 credits
Yeah,
in Bolt, which was like enough for me to. I mean, that's a substantial amount that gets you pretty far into an app.
that's
Even
cool.
uh, yeah. Actually, I don't know. I don't know how many. I haven't used Bolt in so long compared to like Lovable. It was nice.
I,
It was like an easy like tell us about yourself, who you are, what company you work for, stuff like that. And I feel like that's like a nice, easy hoop to jump through, but also gives you intel into.
That is pretty
Um,
nice. I do
yeah,
like that actually. That would actually be even interesting if all you did was that as your micro
yeah,
SaaS is like just a,
mm,
you know, answer a
yeah.
question and get credits or something.
Wait, quick, pick an animal.
Jaguar.
Okay, credit Jaguar.
We can probably do better than that. It's
Okay,
credit, credit,
chicken.
credit chicken, credit crow.
Uh,
Yeah.
Credit Crow kind of sounds like a Equifax kind of thing.
um Credit panda.
That's
There's too many pandas already.
There are a lot of pandas. What
Feedback
pandas are
panda.
there?
There's like
Oh,
feedback panda, like there's like some like teacher panda thing. Like isn't Arvid Kahl's original thing wasn't it a panda something?
I, I don't know. Podcast panda.
Podcast panda is pretty good. Pretty good. I
Podcast panda is
still
pretty good.
I still own linkferret
Mhm.
.com. I don't want to give it up, but it definitely does not fit MetaMonster anymore.
It's okay. Launch another one. Do another thing. You got Claude Code now. You got apparently it's fast as fuck. Um,
That's
yeah,
funny.
you should add the internal linking template because like all of our clients are like, oh, I wish we had internal links more on our
So
cars.
that's like one of the only. I'm gonna test some prompts to like try to do it, but
Mm-hmm.
internal linking is actually like one of the hardest things to figure out the UI for. It's like it's one of the only things that doesn't fit well.
Mm,
Of course, the two things that people want the most, image alt text and internal linking, like don't fit super well into this new UI.
mm,
Um, there's like kind of hacky workarounds that I can do for right now.
yeah.
Um, but like one of the big UX problems we haven't solved yet is like, what do you do when issues are kind of like one page to many issues, like, or one page to many elements? Like H2s are another one. There can
Mm-hmm.
be, as many H2s on a page as you want.
Yeah.
H1s are a little bit easier because like in theory there should only be one. If there's more than one, it's a problem. And so
Mm-hmm.
you extract the first one, tell the user if there's more than one, and otherwise you just go off of that one. But then
Yeah.
like H2s, how do you display that in a grid? Um, and so I think we're going to have like kind of a page UI where you're looking at an individual page. We may also solve it by doing like having like just an images grid or like an
Mm-hmm.
images view that extracts all of the images from your entire site and like solve image alt text that way and like have a link back to a page there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the internal linking one is the hardest though to do well. We can do it now. We can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'll do some testing of that. Um, but it's just like it's gonna it's basically gonna be like a block of text in a like
Yeah.
cell,
Yeah.
and you've got to like kind of read that text and work with it
Yeah.
versus
Yeah. It does kind of start to break the whole like table concept apart.
yeah. And we don't see the
Mm,
table as the end all be all UI here,
yeah.
right? Like it's the
Yeah.
starting point.
Mm-hmm.
We want to give you multiple views of your data and like ways to structure them and work with them.
Yeah.
Like we probably will have, click into a page and then look at like the elements on that page. And
I mean, I think that makes sense. I think like with internal linking, I think the thing with internal linking is that there probably is still a level of like human in the loop there. So clicking it into each one to review still probably makes, I don't know. It's
yeah,
hard to say.
you really, with internal linking, you really kind of want like almost a graph view too, or like
Yeah.
a flowchart view, because you want
Yeah.
to be able to see like how the links, like see how the links move
Yeah.
visually.
You care which one is your pillar page or your
Yeah.
hub page for sure. So, well, okay, good luck with that.
Yeah,
Sounds like a pain.
It's a
Yeah.
really thorny UX problem that we don't have a solution
Yeah.
for yet. So I will have like a way to generate internal links,
Mhm.
like a crude way to do it pretty soon. And then, but we are actively thinking about how do we do it better long term.
Yeah. Makes sense.
The other thing we have to do is we have to give the agent that runs at the page level the ability to access the full page, like the full grid context. Right now, it only has row by row context, and we need to give it the ability to search the entire grid to do internal links. Well, if you want to see links from other pages to your page.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we can include links, the internal links that are in your existing content. But
Yeah. Out to other pages.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is the other thing. Like you care about links in your existing pages out to other pages. You care about links coming into your existing page, and like, and then ideally, like you want to have like sort of
Yeah. I almost want like a
more links
sitemap.
going. Yeah, you want a sitemap. You
Yeah.
want like a flowchart kind of.
Yeah. 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 Like a blog specific sitemap. That just sounds painful, you know? Like when we import something into like our sitemap tool, like a existing site, and it's a site that's been around for a while, like it just generates a giant amount of like one single row of a bunch of these page like boxes of pages, and it's like, oh, this is untenable. I just like I don't need this, first of all, but like yeah, because you can't like how would you figure out the like levels of it?
I went to look back at Link Scout to see how they do it, and it's pretty crude. Like each
Yeah.
page, you can click into the page, and the page has like a keyword associated with it, and then it has links coming to that page and links going out from that page, but it just automatically generates them all, and so there's no way to see like what's on your site now versus what's not on your site, and like to edit individual links and stuff. It's pretty clunky actually. So
Yeah.
I think we can do it better.
Cool. Good luck. That's fun. Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Wish I was working on a start with my friend. No.
Aren't you working on a startup with
Yeah, I
your
guess.
coworkers, I guess?
No, they're my friends. I meant, you know, like indie hacking it and not. I wish I didn't have client fires all the time, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks to you, I also have client fires now sometimes. So
You're welcome.
um,
How's
yeah.
your I gotta go in a second. How's your consulting thing going?
Good. I'm luckily I have a lot of leeway, and so I'm taking my time on discovery and just like so
Okay.
I'm spending this week basically just talking to members of their team to ask them, get their perspective. The downside is like what I'm supposed to do isn't crystal clear. Like the founder kind of just hired me to be like, hey, help us find product market fit. Like help us fix things, like connect the dots between product and growth and stuff. And I had a bunch of like concrete project ideas, and then I started talking to their head of growth, and he's super fucking smart and is already like
Nice.
actively working on a lot of those. And I'm like,
Nice.
okay, well, you seem smart, and
Uh-huh.
I will like see if we can collaborate on some of this stuff for sure. But
Right.
I don't know that you need me to just run with these things.
Right.
Maybe at some point I can like take a project off his hands or something. But um, yeah, and so I was like, okay. So I think my job is going to shift a little bit. I think it's going to be a little less like concrete projects and more like helping them build process and build a product culture that is focused on like outcomes over outputs, which is hard.
Hmm.
So that'll be interesting. Like I think I'm basically going to I think there's a chance I end up becoming like kind of a fractional chief product officer or head of product or whatever, and not just like do some
Growth
do some positioning sprints for them.
makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
So
Is that what you
oh, it's definitely
want
it's
to do?
fun. It's
Mhm.
fun and interesting work. It's just like
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out where I can deliver the most impact to the team. And it's like weird to have a consulting project where they're not like, do this one thing. They're like, help us figure out what we
It is,
need.
for what it's worth, that is more true to like the consulting sense
Yeah.
of your
I'm like an actual
consulting. So
consultant now and not just, yeah.
yeah, yeah, like an IC
Yeah.
sort of person. So cool, very cool. Yeah, it'll be good. I wonder what this will look like a month from now. So
Me too.
cool.
But the good news is their head of product or head of growth, super fucking sharp.
Yeah.
Um, he's also worked at like Segment, Twilio,
Oh shit.
Statsig. Um, he was a solutions engineer or like head of solutions engineering for a lot of those
Got it.
folks, and so
Got
has
it.
been on the like go to market side of things, and has also had a growth role in the past. And he seems really thoughtful and like he's approaching things in a good way. So that's
Mhm.
cool.
Cool.
I'm excited to get to know him more and learn from him and work with him.
Cool. Sick.
Yeah, cool. All right, you got to run.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta call.
All right,
Bye. I'll see you later.
peace.